But Jacob concealed his intention from Laban and did not tell him. And in the 7th year of the 4th week, Jacob returned to Gilead in the 1st month on the 21st day of the month. And Laban pursued him, and he found Jacob in the mountain of Gilead in the 3rd month on the 13th day. But the Lord did not permit him to deal cruelly with Jacob, because he appeared to him in a dream at night. And Laban spoke to Jacob. And on the 15th of those days, Jacob prepared a banquet for Laban and for all who came with him. And Jacob swore to Laban on that day, and Laban also swore to Jacob that no one would cross over the mountain of Gilead against the other with evil intent. And they made there a heap for a witness. Therefore that place is called the heap of witness, after this heap. But formerly the land of Gilead was called the land of Rephaim, because it was formerly the land of Rephaim. And the Rephaim were born as giants, whose height was 10 cubits, 9 cubits, 8 cubits, or down to 7 cubits. And their dwelling was from the land of the Ammonites to Mount Hermon, and their royal palaces were in Karnaim and Ashtaroth, and Edrei and Misur and Beon. But the Lord destroyed them because of their evil, the evil of their deeds, since they were very cruel. And the Amorites dwelt there instead of them, evil and sinful. And there is no people today who have fully equaled all of their sins, and therefore they had no length of life in the land. And Jacob dismissed Laban, and he traveled to Mesopotamia, the land of the east. And Jacob returned to the land of Gilead, and he crossed over the Jabbok in the 9th month, on the 11th day of the month. And on that day Esau his brother came to him, and was reconciled to him, and he went away from him to the land of Seir. But Jacob dwelt in tents. And in the 1st year of the 5th week, in that Jubilee, he crossed over the Jordan, and he dwelt on the other side of the Jordan. And he was pasturing his sheep from the sea of the heap, as far as Bethshan and Dothan, and the forest of Akrabim. And he sent to his father Isaac some of all his possessions, clothing and food, and meat and drink and milk, and butter and cheese, and some dates of the valley. And he also sent to his mother Rebekah 4 times per year, between the appointed times of the months, and between plowing and reaping, and between fall and the rainy season, and between winter and spring, to the tower of Abraham. For Isaac had returned from the well of the oath, and had gone up to the tower of his father Abraham, and he dwelt there away from his son Esau, because in the days when Jacob journeyed to Mesopotamia, Esau took for himself as a wife Mahalath, daughter of Ishmael, and gathered together all of his father's flocks and his own wives, and went up to dwell on Mount Seir. And he left his father Isaac alone at the well of the oath. And Isaac went up from the well of the oath, and dwelt in the tower of Abraham his father, in the mountain of Hebron. And Jacob sent there everything which he sent to his father and mother from time to time, all of their needs. And they blessed Jacob with all their heart and all their soul. And in the 1st year of the 6th week he went up to Salim, which is east of Shechem, in peace in the 4th month. And there Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, was snatched away to the house of Shechem, son of Hamor, and the Hivite, the ruler of the land. And he lay with her and defiled her. But she was little, only 12 years old, and he begged his father and her brothers that she be given to him as a wife. But Jacob and his sons were angry at the men of Shechem, because they had defiled Dinah their sister. And so they spoke treacherously with them, and defrauded them, and seduced them. And Simeon and Levi entered Shechem suddenly, and they executed judgment upon all of the men of Shechem, and killed every man they found therein, and did not leave in it even one. They killed everyone painfully, because they had polluted Dinah their sister. And therefore let nothing like this be done henceforth to defile a daughter of Israel. Because the judgment was ordered in heaven against them, that they might annihilate with the sword all of the men of Shechem, because they caused a shame in Israel. And the Lord handed them over to the hands of the sons of Jacob, so that they might destroy them with the sword, and execute judgment against them. And so that nothing like this might therefore happen in Israel to defile an Israelite virgin. And if there is any man in Israel who wishes to give his daughter or his sister to any man who is from the seed of the Gentiles, let him surely die, and let him be stoned, because he has caused shame in Israel. And also the woman will be burned with fire, because she has defiled the name of her father's house, and so she will be uprooted from Israel. And do not let an adulteress or defilement be found in Israel all the days of the generation of the earth, because Israel is holy to the Lord. And let any man who causes defilement surely die, and let him be stoned, because thus it is decreed and written in the heavenly tablets concerning all of the seed of Israel. Let anyone who causes defilement surely die, and let him be stoned. And there is no limit of days for this law, and there is no remission or forgiveness, except that the man who has caused defilement of his daughter will be rooted out from the midst of all Israel, because he has given some of his seed to Moloch, and has sinned so as to defile it. And you, Moses, command the children of Israel, and exhort them not to give any of their daughters to the Gentiles, and not to take for their sons any of the daughters of the Gentiles, because that is contemptible before the Lord. Therefore I have written for you in the words of the law all the deeds of the Shechemites, which they did against Dinah, and how the sons of Jacob spoke, saying, We will not give our daughter to a man who is uncircumcised, because that is a reproach to us. And it is a reproach to Israel, to those who give and to those who take of the daughters of the Gentile nations, because it is a defilement, and it is contemptible to Israel. And Israel will not be cleansed from this defilement, if there is in it a woman from the daughters of Gentiles, or one who has given any of his daughters to a man who is from any of the Gentiles. For there will be a plague upon plague, and curse upon curse, and every judgment and plague and curse will come. And if he does this thing, or if he blinds his eyes from those who cause defilement, and from those who defile the sanctuary of the Lord, and from those who profane his holy name, then all of the people will be judged together on account of all the defilement and the profaning of this one. And there is no accepting of person, or regarding appearance, or taking from his hand either fruit or sacrifice, or holocaust, or fat, or the aroma of sweet-smelling sacrifice, that he might accept it. And let any man or woman in Israel who defiled his sanctuary be dealt with likewise. Therefore I command you, saying, Proclaim this testimony to Israel. See how it was for the Shechemites and their sons, how they were given into the hand of the two children of Jacob, and they killed them painfully. And it was righteousness for them that it was written down for them for righteousness. And the seed of Levi was chosen for the priesthood and Levitical orders to minister before the Lord always, just as we do. And Levi and his sons will be blessed forever, because he was zealous to do righteousness and judgment and vengeance against all those who rose up against Israel. And thus a blessing and righteousness will be written on high as a testimony for him in the heavenly tablets before the God of all. And we will remember for 1,000 generations the righteousness which a man did during his life, and in all the appointed times of the year. And it will be written on high, and it will come to him and his descendants after him. And he will be written down as a friend and a righteous one in the heavenly tablets. And all these words I have written for you, and I have commanded you to speak to the children of Israel, that they might not commit sin or transgress the ordinances, or break the covenant which was ordained for them, so that they might do it and be written down as friends. But if they transgress and act in all the ways of defilement, they will be recorded in the heavenly tablets as enemies. And they will be blotted out of the book of life, and written in the book of those who will be destroyed, and with those who will be rooted out from the land. And on that day that children of Jacob killed Shechem, he wrote on high for them a book in heaven, that they did righteousness and uprightness and vengeance against the sinners, and it was written down for a blessing. And they brought forth Dinah their sister from the house of Shechem, and they took captive everything which was in Shechem, their sheep and their oxen, and their asses, and all their herds, and all their goods. And they brought forth everything to Jacob their father, and he spoke with them, because they slaughtered the citizens. And he was afraid of those who inhabited the land, the Canaanites and the Perizzites. But the terror of the Lord was in all of the cities which surrounded Shechem, and they did not rise up to pursue the sons of Jacob, because a dread had fallen upon them. And on the first of the month Jacob spoke to all the men of his house, saying, Purify and change your clothes, and having arisen, let us go up to Bethel, where on the day when I fled from the face of Esau my brother, I made a vow to him, who had been with me and has returned me into this land in peace. Remove the strange gods that are among you. And they handed over the strange gods, and what was on their ears, and what was on their necks, and the idols which Rachel stole from Laban her father. And she gave everything to Jacob, and he burned it, and crushed it, and destroyed it, and hid it under an oak which was in the land of Shechem. And he went up on the 1st of the 7th month into Bethel, and he built an altar in the place where he slept, and had erected a pillar. And he invited his father Isaac and his mother Rebekah, and to come to him in the time of sacrifice. And Isaac said, "Let my son Jacob come, and let me see him before I die." And Jacob went to his father Isaac and to his mother Rebekah at the house of his father Abraham, and he took with him 2 of his sons, Levi and Judah. And he came to his father Isaac and his mother Rebekah. And Rebekah went out from the tower at the gates of the tower to kiss Jacob and embrace him, because it revived her soul when she heard, "Behold, Jacob your son is arrived." And she kissed him, and she saw his 2 sons and recognized them. And she said to him, "Are these your sons, my son?" And she embraced them and kissed them and blessed them, saying, "In you may he bless the seed of Abraham, and may you become a blessing upon the earth." And Jacob went into Isaac his father, and the chamber where he was lying down, and his 2 children were with him. And he took the hand of his father, and bowing down he kissed him. And Isaac hung on the neck of Jacob his son, and he wept on his neck. And the darkness passed from the eyes of Isaac, and he saw Jacob's 2 sons, Levi and Judah. And he said, "Are these your sons, my son? Because they resemble you." And he told him that they were truly his sons. "And certainly you have seen that they are truly my sons." And they drew near to him, and he turned and kissed them, and embraced them, both of them together. And the spirit of prophecy came down upon his mouth. And he took Levi in his right hand, and Judah in his left hand. And he turned to Levi first, and began to bless him first. And he said to him, "May the God of all, the Lord of all ages, bless you and your sons in all ages. May the Lord give you and your seed a very great honor. May he draw you and your seed near to him from all flesh to serve his sanctuary as the angels of the presence and the holy ones. May your sons' seed be like them with respect to honor and greatness and sanctification. And may he make them great in every age, and they will become judges and rulers and leaders for all the seed of the sons of Jacob. And the word of the Lord they will speak righteously, and all of his judgments they will execute righteously. And they will tell my ways to Jacob, and my paths to Israel. And the blessing of the Lord shall be placed in their mouth, so that they might bless all the seed of the beloved. As for you, your mother has named you Levi, and she truly has named you. You will be joined to the Lord, and be the companion of all the sons of Jacob. His table will belong to you, and you and your sons will eat from it. And in all generations your table will be full, and your food will not be lacking in any age. And all who hate you will fall before you, and all your enemies will be uprooted and perish. And whoever blesses you will be blessed, and any nation which curses you will be cursed." And to Judah he said, "May the Lord give you might and strength to tread upon all who hate you. Be a prince, you and one of your sons for the sons of Jacob. May your name and the name of your son be one which travels and goes about in all the lands and cities. Then may the nations fear before your face, and all the nations tremble, and every nation trembles. And with you will be the help of Jacob, and with you will be found the salvation of Israel. And on the day when you sit on your righteous throne of honor, there will be great peace for all the seed of the beloved sons. Whoever blesses you will be blessed, and all who hate you and afflict you and curse you will be uprooted and destroyed from the earth, and they shall be cursed." And turning, he kissed him again and embraced him, and rejoiced greatly because he had seen the sons of Jacob, his own true son. And he withdrew from his embrace and fell down and bowed down to him, and he blessed them. And he rested there near Isaac his father during that night. And they ate and drank joyfully. And he made the 2 sons of Jacob sleep, one on his right and one on his left. And it was counted to him as righteousness. And Jacob told his father everything during the night, how the Lord had shown him great mercy, and how he had made all of his affairs prosper, and protected him from all evil. And Isaac blessed the God of his father Abraham, who did not withhold his mercy and his righteousness from the son of his servant Isaac. And in the morning Jacob told his father Isaac about the vow which he had made to the Lord, and the vision which he had seen, and he had built an altar, and everything was prepared to make a sacrifice before the Lord, just as he had vowed, and that he had come to set him upon his ass. And Isaac said to Jacob his son, "I am not able to come with you, because I have grown old, and I am not able to endure on the way. Go, my son, in peace, because I am 165 years old today, Therefore I am not able to travel.